It's a Monday, and that means it's time for Begnaud's America, where we find the heart in each and every story. Today, CBS News contributor David Begnaud brings us the story of a couple who met while mourning the loss of their spouses to cancer. What started as a journey through grief led to a new love and a newfound joy.
This right here is a love story, and it begins with grief. In 2019, Mike Sullivan and Nancy Jawalicki met at a Pennsylvania grief camp. Nancy was grieving the death of her 42-year-old husband, Ed, from acute myeloid leukemia. Ed left behind two daughters, Nava, age 5, and Kaya, who was 7. Mike had just lost his college sweetheart, Maria. She died of breast cancer at the age of 35. Mike was left to raise their daughters, 3-year-old Kiva and 5-year-old Molly. The camp, called Healing Hearts, is hosted by the nonprofit group Cancer Care. And at the camp, the kids bonded almost instantly.
Nava comes running and she says, "Mommy, we met a friend. Her name is Molly. And Mommy, she says she lost her mom and that she misses her. And we told her that we lost our daddy and that we miss him." And at that moment, Mike comes and he says, "Oh, I'm Molly's father." And I said, "Oh, nice to meet you." And he says, "It means the world to me that Molly is sharing with your daughters because she was not talking about her mom passing with anyone."
For those kids to just be out there playing like normal kids and having this sort of deep conversation, I'd say it was a pretty moving moment.
Nancy and Mike expected that the camp would help their kids navigate grief. What they did not expect was to find healing for themselves.
And I can't imagine being the age of our children and having to go through that experience.
I see you tearing up listening to him. Tell me why.
I put myself in Maria's shoes as a mother of 2 young girls. And when he started sharing everything about having a hard time combing their hair, just bathing the girls, things that he didn't know how to do, I said, I know how to do all that. So I started feeling gratitude in my heart and feeling that I was still here for a purpose.
Weeks passed, and the girls' friendship grew. So did Mike's affection for Nancy. When he asked his dad if it was too soon to feel that way, Mike remembers his father saying to him, "Too soon? Says who?" A year after that grief camp, Mike, an elementary school principal from New Jersey, and Nancy, a pre-K teacher from the Dominican Republic, were married. Their daughters wrote a story about their new family, and it was turned into this song.
Planted something great that day. They met at a field near that tree. Nava and Molly became friends forever, sharing their stories. They both have sisters, Kaya and Kiva, and loved ones up in heaven. And ever since Healing Hearts, their families have been together in love, healing, and hope.
Around the Sullivan home, pictures of Ed and Maria are everywhere. So too are the memories shared so openly and so often.
We met in college, actually. We went to the College of New Jersey together. We really kind of grew up together.
We were together for almost 12 years. One of the first things when we met was, "Can I practice my Spanish with you?"
Yeah, it's the oldest trick in the book.
Oh, Ed. It warms my heart to hear you talk about Maria so affectionately, and you talk about Ed so affectionately.
We speak about them every day. We pray for them every day.
Yeah.
And that to me was powerful.
Yeah. But is it that powerful because there's no y'all without them?
Exactly. Then that's it. There was no us without them.
Once students of grief, Mike and Nancy are now teachers on the matter.
Some people do not know that grief begins at the diagnosis.
Yes.
Now when your spouses or that loved one passes or transitions, it starts right at the beginning when the diagnosis hits the family and turns the family upside down.
Nancy's written a book called Grief and Gratitude.
I enjoy his company, and I enjoy that I can talk all I want about Ed with Mike, and he's okay with that.
And can he talk as much as he wants about Maria with you?
Oh, sure. Sometimes I bring up Maria, too.
The Sullivan home in New Jersey breathes with the presence of both lost and found. Kiva, Mike's youngest, has a memorial in her room for the mom she looks just like.
All of the things my mom likes are here because she always likes sports and music, so I put that on the stands for her.
In this child's heart, there's enough room for both birth mom and Nancy, who she calls mom. What do you hope the takeaway is for people who watch this story?
Grief is a process that you have to undertake. Be sensitive. Know that all of us will go through the experience sooner or later.
I believe it was Queen Elizabeth II who said, grief is the price we pay for love.
That's it.
Does that mean grief is worth it?
Yes.
100%. Absolutely.
100%. We want our girls to take from all of this is that we are grateful that we had them in our lives for the time that we did.
I mean, are you grateful for the grief?
The grief can be a reminder of that person, and I wouldn't change a thing.
Love, healing, and hope.
I love that they found each other, and it's so nice that they can each talk to each other about the other spouse and not feel weird about it or feel that, you know, you're taking anything away from their current relationship. And that the girls all get along too.
Really beautiful story.
Yeah, I like the message that pain and suffering and grief make ultimately life worth living. I mean, you have to go through those things to appreciate the wonderfulness that life is.